thought the guys played really hard. That we had a lot of power plays early, and then we had some possession time. Then we got a little antsy. I thought Chicago is a really good rush team to get off the rush. They had a couple of chances, but I thought we limited, especially the second half. Guys hung in there. We had went to 3 lines for a little bit, and I thought they had some short shifts. We got a little antsy, though. Some guys taking long shifts, and we got it back on the rail, so I'm proud of them for doing that.
Rick, when you see shot totals like that in your first game, what are you seeing from the team that you like in that situation, offensively or defensively?
Well, I like the fact that we had some possession time and some really good plays, but I thought we got to get a little more net presence. I thought sometimes when you have a lot of puck possession, you like to play like the Russian 5 used to play, right? So you got to be careful you don't have guys playing too much in the perimeter. I thought then we started getting better. We got those goals in front of the net, so that's what you got to really concentrate on, getting some net front presence.
I'm sorry, you had one practice or a couple practices team.
Just one.
Yeah. What did this game show you? What do you take away from this game?
Well, it's not me. As the players, kind of bought in. It's been some tough circumstances the last few days, and there was a lot of emotions and head spinning. I thought those guys did a nice job for the last year, and I threw a lot of not so much system stuff, but some stuff at them today. We had longer meetings than I'd like to, and for them to take it in and play good, I thought it was I commend the players.
Tracking back and getting to their spots was one thing you talked about this morning, that you can't learn the structure, but if they could learn those things, those are non-negotiables. How were they in that regard?
Yeah, I thought they did a good, nice job. We got a little antsy, like I said, a couple times. We just got to make sure. Listen, you can't never play a perfect game, but if we just learn to get back to our spots, if you see 5 in the pitcher, it becomes habit. So we got to make sure that we continue on. And I thought the other coaches did a great job. I know we had a lot of guys on the bench, but there was a lot of teaching. It was like a football team out there. But it was they did a nice job tonight. Really helped me out tonight, those guys.
He had some big hits and was active.
Who's that?
Pedersen. Yeah. Just what do you think of his game in your first chance to be on the bench?
I mean, he's an elite guy. He didn't like his first period. You could tell he was a little, and I like leadership in that. Like he goes, okay, I'm going to start playing the game. A couple times there, he had the puck, and even JT did it tonight, where they dumped it in. When it's 30, 40 seconds, they were tired instead of trying to make that play. That's leadership, and we need to continue that because people like to see that stuff.
Rick, your second goal, Kuzmenko's second goal, was on a play like that where it's scored off a partial change. And JT's got it in the offensive zone, just puts it behind him. Is that what you're thinking about?
The coaches, I can't say the word, but we were pretty excited about that. That's the stuff I'm talking about. You change when you're a little tired, or even though you think and you get a fresh guy out there, that's huge. I forget who who changed. Whoever changed.
It was 9.
Huh?
9.
There you go. I mean, that's right. It was JT. So. Yeah, guys get assists and goal, but he should get an assist on that. So I'm like, that's the stuff we got to do more of.
You mentioned.
That's a good point.
Sorry, you mentioned the Russian 5 in perimeter play. This your Russian winger who's going to the net and scoring those goals right at the net front. What do you see from Kuzmenko today?
Yeah, he's a horse. He's a really good hockey player. There's work to be done. He can even be a better player. He's buying in on. He's trying to play better defensively, but. He hangs around that net, and he's we got to get guys to puck possession. Like he's good at holding pucks, and I thought that's something that can really supply, being that horse down in the around their net, and even in the slot.
You got the first game down. You got 34 to go. What's the goal from your perspective? What you're trying to do here?
Yeah, I mean, sure, you like the result, but to me, the hard part is to do it again. You got to change again hard. You got to track hard. It's hard to win, and you have to embrace the hardness, right? And I shouldn't say it's easy to do one game, but it's hard to keep doing this stuff, and it's like a habit. You got to keep doing it, and we're going to stay on them.
Do you want guys like Dries and Joshua to feel like there's opportunity?
Yeah, but I thought they saw the opportunity, they took it. Like I'll be honest with you, Josh. I kind of didn't play him much for the first period, and I'm like, I'm getting him up. I just felt something, and I put him up on the left. We're in there with Bo, and I thought he played a really good hockey game. He scored a goal. He's smart there with Domi. Tries, even our penalty kill. Penalty kill was good tonight. We had some other guys participate in the penalty kill, and I thought the minutes were good by everybody.
You suggested this morning you might not use some of your top guys in that role, but Hughes, PD, they were all out there. at various
Yeah.
points. Is that something you want to transition them out of, or how do you see it playing out?
No, I mean, what I was saying was get other guys in. They're still going to be in the mix, but I want to get the other guys in there. You know, if you look at P's and most of their minutes were 18, 19, 20 minutes, like that's a good range. 24, 25 is not a good range in my book. And that's why you get like a Josh penalty kill and get Lazaro to a little bit more. I think Dries, he went out there. So Stednica, I got him a couple of shifts on the PK to see if they can do it. And that's what we really need. You know, you got to use your bottom, you got to use your depth forward somehow.
Rick, you had a pretty hard match with Bo versus Kane.
Yeah.
And then I'd say probably a softer one with Miller Taves.
Yeah.
And then you got Pettersson a lot of ice time, 5-on-5 against their bottom six. I know you talked about that a little bit.
Keep that quiet. Don't give me a secret.
I know you talked about that a lot in your introductory presser, but I didn't check it through the whole game.
Yeah.
By the end of the second, you're looking at like 9 for Bo overall, 7 for Miller, and then 4 for Pettersson, but he has the 2 goals. Is that an exchange you're willing to make? Ice time.
Well, I honestly, I didn't know that. I was just more of a feel thing. Yeah, I mean, listen, if I want Pettersson out against, you know, the 5-6. I mean, yeah. I mean, it'd be crazy not to, right? But you know, and I still got to get him out there. He's going to be fresh. What do you play? 18, 19 minutes. A perfect. You know, perfect. You know, it's a 5-2 hockey game. We got him for tomorrow. So that's the way I look at it.
Does it mean anything to you to control play like that for 40 minutes and you don't have the lead at any point until you get 2 quick ones? So like, the effort you obviously got pays off. Is that important in your first game?
Well, if you look at the elite teams, Colorado, Tampa, and they're down 2-1, and they feel like they've controlled the play, they don't get antsy, right? They still stay within it. They don't start to, you know, pinch and not track, and then everybody starts throwing loose pucks everywhere. They do it consistently. That's what we have to get to that pedigree, right? Is okay, we're down 2-1, and we're playing pretty well. You got to stay within the structure, and that's just something you got to continue every game, every day, preaching.
There's got to be a bit of an emotional release for the players to get through this, you know, get into this game, get the result, play well, but you've got a pretty tough opponent tomorrow night.
Yeah.
How do you manage that sort of highs and keep it?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Be an even keel. You know, it's a good win. You know, you enjoy it for 1 minute, and then you know, you get yourself prepared. You know, that's what pros do. You know, hydrate. You get your food in. You get a good sleep, and you know, we're playing it. Obviously, a really fast hockey team tomorrow. It's a good test on a back-to-back. That's where structure really has to happen tomorrow. Like, you got to really have good structure tomorrow when you play teams like that. And so we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Rick, I don't know if you knew, because audio sort of is weird when you're on the bench, but when you were introduced, it seemed like a bit of a mixed reaction in the building. Yeah. Don't know if you heard it, but what was your reaction, or what is your reaction?
You don't know. You don't know my middle name is? It's Lou. You know that?
Is it really?
Yeah, a couple of people. Yeah, I think they know my middle name's Lou.
So our families.
No, listen. You're like, they were cheering the players. They were loud. Like, you know, when we were scoring goals 5-2 at the end, they were cheering. Listen. I'm not trying to suck up to them or anything like that. They're a great fan base. I mean, they're passionate, and they cheered. They were loud as hell. I mean, you can ask Footy and Sergey, because we're new on the block. Man, this is a loud building, so that was fun.